false views are associated with happiness, joy, and indifference. Hatred occurs only in association with feelings of suffering, sorrow, and indifference. Delusion can be associated with all 5 feelings. False views and doubt are associated with 4, excluding suffering. Happiness associated with craving and delusion is found throughout the lower 4 stages, i.e., the realm of desire and the first 3 trance states. Happiness associated with the other 7, passions, is found in the 3, trance states, but not in the realm of desire. Doubt and self-reliant delusion in the realm of desire are associated with only sorrow and indifference. Those occurring simultaneously with the others should be understood according to the same principles.
27. Passions and mental activities with specific objects. How are these associated with mental activities with specific objects? Craving, hatred, delusion, and pride may occur with all 5, because when they are directed toward an object, they can be associated with samadhi. Doubt and the 5 false views may each be associated with 4 feelings. Doubt excludes resolve, because it is indecision. The false views do not coexist with discernment, because false views are not different from discernment, and more than one discernment does not exist simultaneously.
28. The 10 passions and the moral natures. In what moral natures are the 10 passions included? Hatred is exclusively not good, because it injures oneself and others. The other 9 are both. In the upper 2 realms, of form and formlessness, they are only indeterminate, because they are subdued by samadhi. If they originate in discrimination in the realm of desire, they are categorized as only not good, because they provoke evil conduct. If innate and provoking evil conduct, they are also considered to be not good, because they injure oneself and others. The others, that do not injure, are indeterminate, because they are subtle, do not obstruct good, and do not severely injure oneself and others. You should know that the innate view of self and mine and extreme views are indeterminate only, because they do not provoke evil acts and, though occurring often, do not obstruct the good.
29. The 10 passions and the 3 realms. In what realms are the 10 passions included? Hatred exists only in the realm of desire, while the others are found in all 3 realms. For one born in a lower stage who has not abandoned the impurities of the lower stage, the passions of the upper stages do not manifest themselves. It is necessary to obtain the basic samadhi of those upper stages in order for the passions of those stages to appear. Even though those on the various impure paths are unable to subdue passions originating in discrimination, or subtle, innate passions, they are able to subdue and get rid of innate, coarse passions and gradually realize the basic samadhi of the upper 2 stages. Those coarse, innate passions are only delusions about events, and these passions occur with respect to the exterior world. Being coarse, distracted, and unstable, they directly obstruct samadhi. Having obtained samadhi of that stage, all passions originating from discrimination and those that are innate in that stage can appear.
When one is born in an upper stage, all innate passions and those originating in discrimination of the lower stage can appear, because one in the intermediate existence, Antarabhava, of the 4th trance state is born in the purgatories if he rejects liberation, and when the time arrives for someone in the upper stages to be reborn in a lower stage, he generates an innate love for the lower world that nourishes rebirth. When it is said that one born in the upper stages does not generate passion of the lower, it means for the most part, or it is a concession to non-Mahayana teachings. Passions of the lower stages also have as objects an upper stage. The Yagakarabhimu Sastra and other texts say that craving connected with the realm of desire seeks birth in upper stages in order to savor the delights of the samadhi of the upper stages. Also, they say that since hatred hates and is jealous of cessation and the path leading to cessation, one also must be jealous of the stages of detachment from the realm of desire. Therefore, generally taking karmic predispositions, samskaras, as a self and what belongs to a self, views of annihilation, eternity, and pride can all have the upper stages as objects. It is equally obvious that the remaining 5 passions have as objects the upper stages.
Some sources say that craving, hatred, pride, etc., do not take the upper stages as objects, but this is said concerning their gross characteristics, or they refer to those passions as having a special object, which is one's own body and mind. We do not see mundane attachment to dharmas of other stages as a self, etc., and extreme views necessarily occur on the basis of the view of self. Passions of the upper stages also have the lower stages as objects, because it is said that one who is born in the upper stages esteems his virtues as superior to those below and despises those below. Also, the general attachment to karmic predispositions, samskaras, as me and mine, views of annihilation and eternity, and love of possessions, all have the lower stages as objects. Doubt and the last three wrong views should be considered in like manner, yet it is said that passions related to the upper stages do not have the lower stages as objects, but this means in most cases, or it concerns those passions that have special objects, such as the view of a self.
30. The three classes of learners. How are these 10 passions related to the classes of learners, post-learners, and neither learners nor post-learners? They are related to the either learner nor post-learner, navasaksa, because the other, two classes, are exclusively good, and reject the passions. 31. The three eliminations. How are the 10 passions to be eliminated? They are not to be eliminated ahia, because that, not to be eliminated, is non-defiled. Those generated by discrimination are to be eliminated only by the path of insight, because they are gross and easily eliminated. If they are innate, they are eliminated by the path of cultivation, because these are subtle and difficult to eliminate. The 10 that are culminated by insight and associated with reality are all eliminated suddenly, because the path of insight into reality has as its object the four truths as a whole.
However, delusion concerning the characteristics of the truths may be general or specific. It is general in that the 10 passions are all delusions concerning the four truths, because suffering and its cause are their cause and support, while cessation and the path are occasions of fear for the passions. It is specific in that it arises from specific kinds of delusion concerning the characteristics of the four truths. 2 passions are only delusion about the truth of suffering, 8 concern all four truths. The 2 views about the self and extreme views only occur where the result, i.e., suffering, is concerned, because of specific delusion about emptiness and no self associated with the truth of suffering. Doubt and the 3 false views, concerning self, extreme views, and wrong views derived from heterodox teachings, are directly deluded about the principle of suffering. The 2 false views li, clinging to others' false views and belief in the efficacy of mere rights and personal morality, are attachments to the above 3 false views, personal morality, and their supporting aggregates as superior and purifying. They generate craving, hatred, and pride according to whether they are related to views about oneself, the views of others, and the aggregates to which they are related.
Associated ignorance has the same delusions as the 9 passions with which it is associated. Special ignorance is directly deluded about the principle of suffering. Doubt and false views are directly deluded about the origin of suffering, etc., and the 2 kinds of clinging, craving, etc., should be understood in the same way as suffering. However, hatred can also be directly deluded about cessation and the path, because it generates hatred and jealousy out of fear for them. These are the delusions concerning the 4 truths, direct or indirect, in their gross characteristics. To speak in more detail, craving, hatred, and pride born together with the first 3 wrong views and doubt involve delusion, vis-a-vis the 4 truths, in accordance with the situation. Even though the 2 innate wrong views and desire, pride, and ignorance associated with them are delusions about the truth of suffering, since they are subtle and difficult to eliminate, they are eliminated by the path of cultivation. Hatred and the others, desire, etc., generate delusion about specific matters, and do not conflict with the contemplation of the truths.